Happy homecoming week. Lots of news around the world of sports, so let's get to it. My name is Arnold Palmer. This is Tiger Tally. The Green Game is an opportunity to inform fans of their responsibilities on game day in regards to keep campus clean, reduce waste, and recycle. Auburn only accepts plastic and aluminum recycling, not glass. Putting glass bottles in their recycling bins hurts the recycling effort. The Green Game will feature on-field recognition of the Spirit of Sustainability Award recipients, giveaways to promote recycling not only on game day, but also at the local, regional, and state levels. The Tumors Oaks were flourishing and rolled as Auburn football beat LSU, sadly shortly after midnight. Joshin Wiest set one of the Oaks on fire. Wiest was arrested shortly after on the charge of harming a vulnerable object, although the extent of the damage is unclear. For now, the beloved oak is still standing tall. On Saturday, the equestrian team was presented with their national championship rings. The team received their rings at Saturday football games. Up next, we'll jump into the realm of Auburn sports. You're watching Tiger Tally on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
Welcome back. Equestrian opened up their season this past Friday. The defending national champions put on a show as they took down the Ole Miss Rebels. Soccer took full advantage of being on the road this weekend. On Friday, the Tigers took down the number 12 Gators in Gainesville for the first time in program history, winning 3-0. Two of the goals came from Kristen Dodson. The Tigers then traveled to Georgia and defeated the Bulldogs 4-1. Kristen Dodson again netted 2 goals. Dodson was named the SEC Offensive Player of the Week and the National Player of the Week after having 4 goals, including 2 game winners and 2 assists in the team's 2 SEC road victories. Soccer returns home this Friday for yet another SEC face-off. Volleyball hosted the LSU Tigers in the Auburn Arena this past Friday.
Auburn Tigers volleyball kicked off SEC play against LSU in a match to see who was the better Tiger at the Auburn Arena on Friday night. The Tigers cruised to the first 2 sets of the match with a 25-22 lead. Outside hitter Brianna McCrory led the stats with 20 kills, and libero Jessie Earl with 28 digs. Auburn nearly defeated LSU just 3 sets in, but they responded with the comeback by winning both the 3rd and 4th sets 25-23. Courtney Fierce from LSU led the stats with 8 blocks. Auburn Tiger Alexa Philly provided a total of 50 assists. Tiger fans filled the stands, keeping the game live, as well as cheerleaders. Auburn Tigers went on to win the 5th set 15-9 to take the match 3-2 from the LSU Tigers. With Eagle Eye Sports, this is Taylor Harrison and Donald Akpola.
Volleyball will be hungry for another victory as they travel to face Mississippi State next Friday at 7. From one LSU takedown to the next. Auburn football took on the LSU Tigers in Jordan-Hare Stadium this Saturday. Sean White and the Auburn offense struck first after Daniel Carson made a 51-yard field goal. Later, Danny Etling found Foster Moranu for the 3-yard touchdown for LSU to take the lead 7-3. Auburn bounced back with 3 straight Daniel Carson field goals to take the lead 12-10 in the 3rd quarter. LSU took the lead after a field goal, but Daniel Carson stepped up to the occasion again with 2 field goals in the 4th quarter to take the lead 18-13. On LSU's last drive, Danny Etling and the Tigers drove down to the field to the Auburn 10. On 4th and 6, the LSU offense hurried to the line to get the playoff in time. LSU snapped the ball and threw it for a touchdown and then back of the end zone for the win. Or so they thought. After review, the offense did not get the playoff in time, and Auburn came away with the win. The win brings Auburn to 2-2 for the season and drops LSU from the AP Top 25. In response to the loss, LSU fired head coach Les Miles and offensive coordinator Cam Cameron. Auburn's next game will be at home against Louisiana Monroe for homecoming. Kickoff is at 2:30. We'll be right back with what's going on in the professional sports world when we return. You're watching Tiger Tally on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to Tiger Tally. My name is Erica Justiniano. As we approach the final weekend of the MLB regular season, we say goodbye to the beloved Turner Field. The Atlanta Braves are set to play the Detroit Tigers in their final game at Turner Field on Sunday. First pitch is set for 3:10. The Braves will play at SunTrust Park in Cobb County starting in the 2017 season. Tune in to Eagle Eye News next Monday for full coverage of Turner Field's final game. The sporting world is in mourning after two unexpected deaths Sunday. Golf legend Arnold Palmer was admitted to the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center Presbyterian on Thursday for some cardiovascular work and weakened over the past few days. Palmer died Sunday afternoon in Pittsburgh. Palmer was 87 years old. The Miami Marlins ace pitcher Jose Fernandez died in a boating accident early Sunday off South Beach in Miami. Fernandez died as a result of the impact of the crash. The MLB immediately canceled Sunday's games between the Marlins and the Braves once they were informed about the news. The Marlins organization painted his 16 and placed his ball cap on the mound in remembrance of him. The fun-loving, family-oriented, game-changing pitcher was just 24 years old. Here are a few highlights from Fernandez's MLB career.
Getting called up to the big leagues and being there opening day was special.
1-2-3 inning for Jose Fernandez in his major league debut. And Fernandez, left field, it's deep, it is gone! He got it! The kid homers to left. Fernandez, 8 innings in the books.
Jose Fernandez, who has just been outstanding.
Got him! Oh yeah! Got him! Got him!
Blessed to have my teammates, that trust me and that believe in me and the work that we put in as a team. And I'm just glad that I have them there behind me and they believe in me.
Just what a story, what a powerful moment in baseball history for him to hit Gordon hit that home run. Like, it's just so sad.
I know it's hard for him and the whole entire organization, many players around the league, and I loved what he said after he hit that home run. If you don't believe in God now, then you pretty much have to now after he hit that home run.
Jose, our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family. Rest easy, buddy. Up next, we'll see what's going on in our fantasy football league. This is Tiger Tally on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6.
Gosh, Darlene, it sure is amazing how much we have in common.
I know, Larry. We both love three-car pileups. We both were built in Buffalo.
And we both know wearing safety belts help save thousands of lives.
Yeah, this is fascinating.
Don't mind Vince. He's getting over a bad breakup.
I know. Janet's picking up the pieces, too. They're in here.
I wish they understood it's all worth it to get people to buckle up.
Hey, lacerated lovebirds, I sense a major crush.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
Talk about head over heels.
An expected win, an unexpected win, and a win that came in the last minute. I'm your host, Meredith Brito, and this is the Fantasy Football Blitz on Tiger Tally. Here today are the top 3 point scorers from week 3. Micah, Erica, JJ, how are you all feeling today?
Doing well, can't complain.
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Nice clutch win for me.
It's a beautiful day. Fall is here. Love football. Great time to be alive.
What is losing?
This past week came with a surprising upset as the 0-2 Olivias came away with a win against the 2-0 TV McTeamface. Also, 4 of the 5 matchups were won by 30 points or more this week. The week 3 winners were me, JJ, Erica, Olivia, and Micah, who again led the league for the second time with a score of 144.46. The only remaining undefeated team is Micah's. Micah, how has your team been so consistent this season?
I would say the key is to not look at what your projected points are every week. You got to play who you think is the best matchup. And I got a lot of rookies on the team that are surprising this year, Todd Gurley and Ezekiel Elliott. And so those two have really been my workhorses. And they're projected like 6 points every week for some weird reason. They give me about 15, so can't complain.
This week will be our 4th week of fantasy football. Matchups this week will include the Deckers versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Bortles. It's On Like Gronky Kong versus Edelme Long Time. One Last Shiva Blast versus Honey Bunches of Oats. And the best team against the Olivias. With week 3 under our team's belt, how do you all see the rest of the season going?
I mean, for me personally, I think it's still, it's only been 3 weeks. It's still very early. NFL teams are still trying to figure out who they are, who their go-to players are going to be. So I think we're all still in it. Only 3 weeks. It's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, a lot of my players have been not scoring. My number 1 draft pick, Antonio Brown, had an awful week in week 2. So, hopefully, he'll get it together. The Steelers are definitely coming as one team. The New England Patriots, they're my defense. They're a lot of my offense. And I have Tom Brady sitting on that bench until week 5. So he's going to be coming in really clutch for me for the rest of the season.
I've had a year where I started off 0-6, and then I went on to win the championship. So it's literally it's never too late. But I do want to say a special thank you to the Olivias for drafting Adrian Peterson right before me, for saving me from myself, to allow me for this season.
Definitely.
Tonight we have an AFC matchup with the Miami Dolphins traveling to face the Cincinnati Bengals. Who do you all have in the game tonight?
I'll take the Bengals. I'll take this one first. I think that Cincinnati's just a lot better football team than Miami is. I don't think it's going to be that competitive of a game.
No, I don't think it's going to be that competitive. Andy Dalton is just going to run all over him with A.J. Green.
That's a tough one. I do like Tannehill. I'm probably one of the few people that actually enjoys watching Ryan Tannehill play. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. I think he's still growing. He's still going through a lot of growing pains. But it's hard to pick against the Red Rifle. Andy Dalton is a good guy. So we'll go with Cincinnati. I usually like to try and be the person that is the outcast of the group and go with the other team on the Thursday night game. But I just haven't seen enough out of the Dolphins this year yet to gain my confidence and give them the win tonight.
Yep. Let's move on to college football. Number 7 Stanford will be traveling to number 10 Washington. The spread is in favor of Washington with 3.5 points. Who do y'all have in this game?
I've got Stanford. I think that Christian McCaffrey is just too dynamic of a playmaker. Washington really struggled last week with Arizona, and Stanford hasn't shown any signs of struggling so far this season. I like the Cardinal.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to agree with you there. Stanford just looks like a pounding team. They're not really letting up in any of their contests. They're not really struggling where it is. As he said, Arizona gave Washington a scare last week, but Stanford, I got them over the Huskies.
I think the only reason Washington's favored in this game is because it is a home game.
Right.
When you have, and you said it, JJ, when you have Christian McCaffrey in the backfield, everyone knows every single week that this guy is going to be getting the football, and no one can stop him yet. So what makes me think this week's going to be any different? I don't. Cardinals.
Absolutely.
Next, we have number 8 Wisconsin traveling to number 4 Michigan. The spread is in favor of Michigan with 10 points. Who do y'all have in this game?
This is a really big game in the Big Ten. Last week, Wisconsin with another tough test. I didn't think they would be able to beat Michigan State, but they did. Again, I'm going to pick against them. I like Michigan to protect home or turf there at the Big House.
Yeah, I just Michigan at home. I can't pick Wisconsin. I can't go against the Wolverines. I'm going to have to go with Michigan. They're just too strong at home in that environment. Wisconsin's going to have a tough time moving the ball.
Last week on this show, I picked Michigan State over Wisconsin. I was saying that Michigan State wasn't getting the respect they deserved. And then they went out there and laid an absolute goose egg.
Yeah.
But Wisconsin going for the win of the entire state of Michigan, I'm a Minnesota boy. I can never pick Wisconsin, and I wish I was wearing khakis right now, but I'm not. I'm going Harbaugh and the Wolverines. And it's the big house. I mean, come
Absolutely.
on.
It is.
Next, we have a matchup that could potentially determine the SEC East. Number 11, Tennessee, will be traveling to number 25, UGA. The spread is in favor of Tennessee with 3.5 points. Who do y'all have in this game?
You know, this is the first true road game for Tennessee. The one game against Virginia Tech was at Bristol Motor Speedway, so it's going to be an adjustment for them. And Tennessee's a team that has struggled out the gates, but they really found a rhythm in the second half. And this is a team that what you notice already is that when they're faced with adversity, they know how to bounce back. And for that reason, I think Tennessee wins this football game.
You know, I'm actually going to go with the Georgia Bulldogs in this one. It's at home. They're always competitive when they play Tennessee. Tennessee, yes, they did have a strong second half versus Florida last week, but that first half showed a lot of what they're about when it comes to this game. In Georgia, you're not going to get away with that. There's a big difference between playing in Athens versus playing in Knoxville versus the Gators. So it's going to be a whole different environment than being at home. They have to play 4 quarters. They just can't play 2 quarters. I got the Georgia Bulldogs winning.
See, I talked about this with JJ earlier in the week. If we could somehow find a way to combine Tennessee of last year and Tennessee of this year, then you'd have a team that could play a complete game, and it'd be scary. Because the potential on that football team is infinite. I mean, every year it's Tennessee. They're back.
Yeah.
This is going to be good Tennessee football again. And then they only play a half of football. But the scary part is no matter how big of a hole they dig themselves into in the first half, they always seem to dig themselves out of it in the second half this year. So I'm going to take Tennessee. Big game for Coach Smart. This is why they brought Georgia brought him in, was to win big games. Had a big game on the road last week, didn't go so well. So
you got to protect your home field if you're Coach Smart.
Exactly.
You got to.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Next, we have UNC traveling to number 12, Florida State. The spread is predicted for Florida State to win by at least 10.5 points. Do y'all see UNC coming away with an upset?
Not at all. I think Florida State wins this football game. I think they're going to be able to protect home turf like we had talked about. Dalvin Cook, how are you going to stop him?
You think a Gene Chizik defense can't stop him? Come on. This is Auburn.
It's a big week for him.
You know, he's a Duke fan. Back up. You know, he's a Duke fan. He can't pull for UNC at all. But no, I agree. Florida State just looks too dominant. UNC did have a strong showing versus UGA in that opening game, but I just think Florida State, you know, they're playing good football. I'm going to go with them.
I'm going to go with Florida State as well. I just don't see UNC going into Doak and coming out with a win.
No. Sorry, Mom. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mom.
Next, we have one of the hottest offenses in college football right now, Louisville, traveling to number 5, Clemson, to face their defense. Who do y'all have in this matchup?
Oh, man.
It's going to be a fun one.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
a great
it's going to be good.
This is what college football is all about, these primetime games. Early in the season, we have 2 Heisman hopeful quarterbacks right now, and Lamar Jackson and Deshaun Watson. I like Clemson at home. I think that Clemson has not really played up to their potential, but there's so many weapons that they have on offense. Louisville, you have Lamar Jackson, but other guys are going to have to step up and start making plays for him because Clemson's not these teams that Louisville's been playing. And for that reason, I think Clemson has what it takes. They know how to play in these type games, and I think Clemson wins.
You know, I'm going to go with Louisville based on the pure fact that they just embarrassed Florida State. Yes, it is a road game for them. Yes, it's Clemson at home in their Death Valley. But I'm going to have to pick Louisville. I think Lamar Jackson is just playing out of his mind. Yeah, okay, a couple people are going to have to step up. But I just don't think that Clemson, yes, they're getting better every week, but they're not playing at the caliber that they should be playing at. As much as the preseason boasted, we thought Clemson was going to be the greatest team this year. No, Louisville is shining. Louisville is strong. I'm going with Louisville on the road.
So I got to be a tiebreaker here. I think the big thing in football, I think the best team always wins. And as amazing as his numbers are, you know, we said the other day, it's video game numbers.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy hasn't played a fourth quarter yet. But I think Clemson from top to bottom is the best team. This is their first big test of the season, in my opinion. And it's just, it's a toss-up. Like, it's a really hard game to pick.
It is.
I'm going with Clemson, though. It's at home. That's kind of the big factor for me, and I think they're a more fundamental team. And it might just be the wing T offense in me where I just love fundamental football.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm going with Clemson.
Shade.
There.
We have Louisiana Monroe traveling to Auburn. The spread is in favor of Auburn with 32.5 points. Do you all see an upset in this game?
There's no way that Louisiana Monroe will come in and beat Auburn. I think the key for this game is ever since Gus Malzahn relinquished the play calling duties, over to Rhett Lashley. Auburn still hasn't found the touchdown, 6 field goals last week against LSU. I think that it's a very important game for Auburn to establish a rhythm now with Lashley calling the plays before you get back into SEC play this season. But Auburn wins this game easily.
Yeah, Auburn's definitely going to win this game. I think the biggest test for Auburn in this game is they've got to score touchdowns. Daniel Carlson, he's going to kick and kick and kick and kick, but eventually it's not going to be enough. We're not going to be able to score 3 points at a time. We really got to start putting up 6, 7 points a drive. And Auburn's going to win. ULM, I'm sorry, you guys just don't have a chance. I'm sorry. It's not going to be the story of the Jaguars of South Alabama over Mississippi State. No. Sorry to say it's our homecoming.
Hey, ULM did beat Alabama back in the day.
But that's back in the day. That's just like saying Troy almost beat Mississippi State.
That was Saban's first year, though, wasn't it?
Scare.
Auburn over the Warhawks.
I'm going with Auburn as well. I mean, it's going to be hard not to. But, this to me is more, like you said, it's a tune-up game. It's, okay, how sharp can we look on offense? I want our starters to play a solid 2.5 quarters. I want us to be blowing them out of the water. I want us to be crisp on offense, getting play calls in, nice tempo.
Right.
Because we're going on the road next week to Mississippi State for the first time this season. And I don't know about you, but for the first time in my life, I don't want more cowbell. So that's a very hard atmosphere to play in for your first road game, and especially that's why the calls got to be sharp, because you're going to be hearing just ring-a-ling-ling in your ear all day.
All night.
Exactly. So.
And have you guys ever been to Mississippi State?
No, I haven't.
Oh, I have been there for a game. It is an environment that you don't want to be in as the opposing team's fan. I am telling you, it is not a good time.
And like you said, it's a game we got to win if we want to go to a bowl game.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's it for this week's episode of Tiger Tally. For more on the latest in Auburn sports, tune in to AU Nation and Monday Night News right here on Eagle Eye TV, Channel 6. See y'all next week. Happy homecoming and War Eagle.